talk sport business on Talk 100.3. Lachlan Kitchen here, Neil Odger on holidays for a couple of weeks, and we're looking at the prices of apartments skyrocketing as property owners in Qatar eye to cash in on the football fever of the World Cup. In fact, some people and some tenants have been asked to vacate property in Qatar, sometimes with just a few days' notice. For more details on this is a friend of the show, Riccardo Scala, who is the owner and founder at RiccardoScalaEstates.com. Thanks very much for joining us on Talk 100.3 again.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How is everything going?
Look, everything's going very well. We're getting in the midst of football fever with the World Cup. We see that the venues around Dubai, everything's getting excited about it. You know, we can feel the tournament is just a couple of weeks away. But is this true? They're so short of finding inventory for guests and travellers in Qatar that people are being asked to vacate their properties?
Yeah, I mean, I found it absolutely astounding when I was through the news and seeing all this as well. It's absolutely bonkers to see that and understand that, but it appears to be so. People are being asked to leave with only a few weeks' notice.
I can't believe this. I mean, what are the legalities surrounding it, or is it really just a case of the World Cup takes precedent over everything else?
Well, I mean, I'm not qualified to talk about the legalities of Qatar because I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure it shouldn't be real or it shouldn't be right. But yeah, I mean, the World Cup, I think, Qatar as a venue for the World Cup, they're so focused on making sure it's going to be a huge success. They want to make sure they do everything they can to make that happen. And it looks as though, from what we're reading, that they're doing that, and some people might be losing out on somewhere to live.
I think so. Well, we've been speaking about this for a while, the amount of people that are looking to profit here in Dubai and also the UAE, that some people are finding it's even more cost effective to rent out their properties month to month over this next period than maybe have a tenant for a usual 12-month contract.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so many landlords just now that have had tenants maybe that have been vacating for normal reasons. And instead of them then focusing on re-renting out for 12 months, they're looking at it going, hey, do you know what? The World Cup's coming up 3-4 months now, plus New Year. Let's make some additional revenue and higher revenue as well.
So when it comes to people that are looking to get properties in Dubai for the World Cup, is the market looking for more luxury apartments or are people just happy to find something?
Well, I think everyone who's coming to Dubai wants something really nice. I mean, the general inquiries that I always get, or that I have been getting, have been, I want somewhere nice to stay. I want somewhere that I can get to the airport quickly, which is pretty much everywhere. But I want something near the beach, on the water, with good views. That's the general inquiries that I get. So
are we seeing most people are therefore staying close to the airport or maybe the marina? Because I know a lot of the flights, like, for example, the Fly Dubai flights are actually going out of Al Maktoum Airport, the southern airport.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I think what's happening is people are coming in and looking at it and going, how quickly can we get to Qatar when we are going for the World Cup? And they're staying, of course, in Dubai for that experience. So then they're choosing their location based upon the quick and ease of access in and out. But of course, with Maktoum Airport, of course, that does look at the marina. It does look at the Palm. Those are the areas that you would be focusing on.
I'll be able to highlight, is it an even spread of people that are looking to come here? Or are there more countries and more fans from certain areas compared to other places that are looking to come and stay?
Well, I think the total number and the statistics are showing that it's over 1 million visitors that are going to be coming to Qatar for the World Cup. Now, if there's not enough spaces for people to stay in Qatar, then those people have to come to Dubai or have to come to the UAE to stay. So I would feel comfortable saying that more than likely it's going to be people from all different nationalities coming to support their national team. And they need to find somewhere to stay.
I'd also like to put out a warning that over the last 3 World Cups, Australians have been in the top 3 most number of supporters. So be prepared for a big influx. You never know when the Australians make it into Dubai. So when it comes down, Riccardo, you've been seeing a lot of people have been looking at some high-end properties. But have you had any interest from people that are owner-occupiers that are saying, hey, I'm happy to move out to a different location for a couple of months and try and make some money over this period?
I would be one of them, I suppose. Yeah. To be honest with you, yes, there's quite a few owners that I've spoken to that have been in that situation where they're thinking, do you know what? I'm not a huge fan of football, soccer, so I'm going to go somewhere else for a month or so, maybe go on a vacation, maybe go out of town, and I'll rent my property. And these are people that have very, very nice homes. And so what they're doing is they'll bring in concierge companies to look after their home like a hotel.
Okay.
And they're high-end services for that month or 2 months period of time with butlers and chefs and all these different types of things.
And what are the legalities around that? Do they still have to register and get accredited if they wanted to put their property up for lease for a short period?
Yes, of course, absolutely. They have to register with DTCM and Dubai Tourism, of course. But then at the same time, there already are companies here in Dubai, of course, tourism companies that operate vacation homes. So the easiest way of doing that is to contact one of the vacation homes, have an agreement with them. They then apply for all the necessary permits that have to be put in place for the legalities. And then there's a split on the income that's made and the revenue.
Yeah, it's a good time for Dubai. It's a great time if you're an owner to get some extra money on tenants, and then I think it's also a great time if you are in the retail or the tourism sector, a greater influx of people compared to what would usually happen in this quarter. Riccardo Scala, thank you again for joining us here on Talk 100.3.
Always a pleasure, and thank you so much for having me again. Always nice to.
Yeah, it's always good to have a chat. So you can get more details at the website, so RiccardoScalaEstates.com. There is the owner and founder, Riccardo Scala, on Talk 100.